ciclo del fin de semana fue brutal. Esto lo estaba yo siguiendo ayer, vamos, con palomitas. Vale, ahí tenemos la venta activa, chicos. Aseguraros de que se haya activado en el punto vuestro, que debería. Si habéis puesto sell stop, no debería de haber ningún problema. Vamos a marcar los niveles de exit en el gráfico, que es 95.500, 95.280.
Yo, what is good, family? Hope you all are having an amazing day. In today's video, we're gonna break down the setup we had this morning on the private group of students on the session in Spanish, as you guys saw on the introduction. Just to mention, last week we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday wins, which you guys saw on the YouTube videos. And then Thursday and Friday, we had losses, 2 losses. We had a total of +1 for the last week so far, following the probabilities and the statistics of the system so far. We're having like an average of 3 and 4 plus a month. So yeah, we're basically following the same stats so far. And this week we start with a +1 again. So yeah, let's kick it off. Let's put the replay mode back to 9 a.m. And I like today's setup because this was so different to to last week's scenarios. Last week we had the setups going active pretty early in the session. Like if the session starts at 9 a.m., we had the setup going active like at 9:05, 9:10, 9:15, 9:20. But today actually we went active almost at 9:45. So it's 45 minutes in the session. A lot of you guys perhaps are new and you're not used to it, but a lot of people I see that they say, "Oh, all the setups are going active so early. So instead of giving 1 hour, as Charlie says, I'm going to give only 30 minutes to go active because all setups go active pretty early." And that's wrong. That's a big mistake. If I tell you 1 hour, you wait 1 hour. Because scenarios like today that it took 45 minutes, if you're so lazy that you're only waiting 30 minutes or less, you're pretty much missing out on a beautiful opportunity in the market. So if I tell you 1 hour, just wait 1 hour. If you look for London Open, which starts at 9 a.m. Madrid time, you wait from 9 to 10. If you follow Sydney Open, which is 10 p.m. Madrid time, do the conversion to your time zone, you wait from 10 to 11 p.m. That's basically it. You wait for the whole hour. You're focused for the whole hour, and that's the only way that you're going to get solid results with this strategy, which is one of the 5 strategies that I teach on my personal sessions. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's kick it off. Today we had this bullish structure, which was pretty significant. We did have like 6 or 7 impulses to the upside in this bad boy, and pretty much we were not able to go bullish because this high is a higher high. And if you saw the previous sessions, if we are buying on a higher high, it means that we have to go for a bullish rule of the third impulse, which means having an structure with 2 impulses and 2 pullbacks. Right here, we just said that we had like 6, 7 impulses. Let's count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. This is 6. This is 7. So we had 7 impulses, and this will be an entry for the 8th impulse. So yeah, pretty much it was not a good idea, and it doesn't follow the system at all. So you just ignore the buys over there. I will break down a possibility for longs once the market develops. And basically, for the bearish, this was the last high. So for the bearish, we go for the last low, which was this one. Now, this is a higher low. Therefore, we go for a bearish break-off structure. If we go for a bearish break-off structure, we just have to have a different one candle doing the high and a different candle giving the entry. Right here, one candle is doing the high and another different candle will give the entry. So that's perfectly fine. That was actually a valid pending order in a form of a sell stop, which I had as a pending order in a sell stop in my trading account. And in the session, this was the first idea that we had as valid, not pending. I mean, not active. It was valid. It was a valid pending order, but not an active idea. An active idea is if the market actually crosses the level. But if it's right here, it's just a valid pending order, which, as the name says, it is pending. not not rocket science. All right. So yeah, basically, London session opens bullish candle. We have another bearish candle. Market goes bearish again, and then market goes bullish. Right. Let's stop right here. This was an internal structure, right? Because first of all, we had the market doing this higher low, which was the level for the bearish idea. And then we have this. We have low, high, higher low, higher high. We have an internal structure. First impulse, first pullback, second impulse. This is interesting because market could now go lower and give us a bearish BOS, or just do a second pullback. So this bullish rule of the third impulse is valid. Let's break down the bullish rule of the third impulse when the general structure has already more than 3 impulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Let's say that internally we have now an internal structure. First impulse. Beautiful. First pullback. Second impulse. We have two scenarios. We broke this down already in the past, but I want to repeat myself actually because I think it's super important. And we have two scenarios. One is valid, one is not. If the second impulse creates a significant higher high, then this is not valid. All right, this is trash. You don't take this. If the second higher high is not surpassing the significant higher high, this is completely valid. All right, so one scenario, the one on the left is wrong, the one on the right is right. Okay, so it's pretty simple. You just have to wait for the second higher high to not cross the significant higher high. Right here, this second higher high for the moment is not crossing the significant higher high. So if the market did now some sort of pullback, we will be able to pretty much have a bullish rule of the third impulse. Unfortunately, market actually did a higher high. So yeah, there was no bullish rule of the third impulse, but just wanted to tap into this example because it's pretty important that you guys get it as soon as possible. What we still had as valid now is this bearish BOS. Now we move our level for bearish idea from here to here, and this is right now our level for sells. If we go bearish, as we are going right now, we can assume that this is our last higher high invalidation level, and then the entries at the last higher low exit at the 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Now market goes active, like I said, at 9:44 p.m. Sorry, 9:44 a.m. 44 minutes into the session, and actually it went down pretty fast but didn't hit the last exit. Then we went into drawdown, market consolidated, then went lower again, almost hitting the last exit but didn't, and then eventually market hit the last exit, closing the setup. So this was pretty important and pretty interesting because yeah, market took like 44 minutes until it gave the entry, and then from the moment that it gives the entry until it closes the setup, it has 4 hours and 15 minutes of trade running, which is not usual, but it can happen. So just to let you know that not every single trade is gonna fit into the category of fast given trade and fast closed trade. All right, it's not gonna fit into that model every single time. So that's the lesson of the day. Always keep the 1 hour logged in for the trading session. All right, then the rest of the time you can backtest, you can learn, you can watch my sessions, you can watch my YouTube videos, you can follow my analysis on the Telegram channel that you have in the description. You can do a lot of stuff, but on the hour that you have to trade, you just trade. All right, so guys, with this being said, remember that on the description of the video you have the link to my Telegram channel. It's free. I send a few trades, well, a few ideas every single week in the form of weekly bias and direction, so you can complement that for your own setups. And also you have the link to my Instagram where you can ask into my DMs about available spots for the private group of students. So if you're lucky and we have available spots, you can get in and have access to all the intensive courses where I explain all my strategies, all the live analysis sessions that I do from Monday to Friday. If you're not able to get in live, they are always recorded, and I give this type of educational ideas live every single day for all the students. And also you have a private app where I send all my market ideas in Forex and crypto. With this being said, family, see you in the next videos and enjoy the rest of your day. Let's get it.